are getting ready for spring, full bloom ahead. Joining us this afternoon is Raffi Andonian, helping us celebrate gardens all across our greater St. Louis area. We're actually looking at the history of gardens today with a celebrity historian. Raffi, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Celebrity historian, and hello, my name is Dr. Green Thumb.
Okay.
Cypress Hill, you know that one?
No, Raffi, you
that
always...
was my first concert when I was like a teenager.
Oh
Cypress Hill, saw that song live.
Throwing it back. You have to give me a heads up on the songs. I am not musically inclined. But yes, I'm here for Dr. Green Thumb today.
Right.
Well, walk me through some of the items and the plants and really the history of St. Louis gardens.
You can tell the story of gardens with some of the plants that I have here. So gardens go back thousands of years first with edible gardens. So we're talking about stuff you can eat. So here we have cucumbers, squash, oregano, mint, and ghost pepper. I love the spicy stuff. Oh yeah, I don't even know if we should even the leaf. Let's see if it's even spicy.
Did you just eat the leaf?
Yeah, I want to see if it has ghost pepper taste.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And then you have the onions here, of course, all straight out of dirt. See, I dare you to eat that one too.
Huh?
But also what happens is over time, decorative gardens become a thing. Now these are not edibles. You got some cacti over there, the little cuties that I like particularly, and these other plants here. And the reason that matters is because while that was coming about in the ancient gardens, for centuries in Europe, decorative gardens went away. It was not until Queen Elizabeth I. Now, of course, Queen Elizabeth II recently passed away, right? But the first, who was 400 years ago, after whom Virginia is named. Virginia, virgin, she was the virgin queen. Queen Elizabeth I, that's right. So it directly connects to the story of the founding of the English colonies here. She made decorative gardens cool again. She was kind of, if you want to call it, an influencer of the day, right? She's royalty. So when she did that, Virginians, who are English, begin to plant decorative gardens. And so when you get to the era of the founding fathers, which is 150 years later, they were very much into doing decorative gardens. Jefferson is a great example of that. He loved gardening. One of the reasons is because of the fact that he was not only able to display local plants and show off America to visitors, but also these guys were children of the Enlightenment. They want to show that they like to learn. So they would do exotic plants from all over the world so they could show and kind of have a little scientific laboratory there. Well, why does that matter to us here in Missouri? Well, guess what? It's the Missouri Botanical Garden is designed in exactly that model. If you look at that's right, if you look at the founder, Henry Shaw, he's in the 1850s. So he's after the founding fathers, but he's thinking the same way. Because when he's working with one of the top botanists at the time, his name is George Engelmann, they were wanting to do not just public display gardens, but scientific research at this garden. So here locally, we can go there. You know why that matters today? It's one of the top 3 research gardens in the world. It has the reference library that people from 20 million people from around the world use each year to go in and look at information on plants. And in the process, they've built millions and millions of different plant conservation and species and so on and different things that you can access, and we can go there today and access it, not just for the pleasure, but the scientific research institution that it is. And guess where it draws its roots to? It was looking over to England. Remember Queen Elizabeth 400 years prior? It looked over to England, brought in scientists from London, brought in scientists from Harvard to develop our own local public garden here, which you can go to for free on certain days of the week. If you look on their website, you can go check it out for free, or use their plant finder for research, or even go on their plant mapper on their website and find the plant you want on display when you walk in. So all of that happens locally, and it directly ties to the history from Missouri to the founding fathers and over to England, the way that we're talking about. Really fascinating to combine science. And I want to say this. Remember this. We're top 3 research garden in the world. What does that mean? We're behind London and New York. Not Chicago, up the road, that we often think we're second to. Not LA, where I grew up. Not Houston, where you grew up. St. Louis, right here.
Baby.
A plant research global reference icon right here locally that we have and accessible on certain times for free. That's the power of what we have here locally and how richly intertwined it is with our legacy. I still have plants stuck in my throat, which is why you hear me
listen,
straight out of the ground.
This smell, I'm going to eat this because it smells good.
Now let me add one more quick thing on the St. Louis legacy.
Okay, let's do it.
If you go to Bellefontaine Cemetery, Bellefontaine, as the locals say, right, it's a great example in the same era established in the Missouri Botanical Garden in the 1850s when it's established, and it shows a transition as the city was becoming more urban of creating gardens at cemeteries, because cemeteries became a destination for gardens, and you can go see it. That's why you have the beautiful monuments, the poetry, and it made death from going from something that was not looked fondly upon to making something beautiful, which was really important important when the Civil War came and there was a bloodbath. So all these stories interconnect, and we have local fantastic examples of it right here in St. Louis between Bell Fountain Cemetery and the Missouri Botanic Garden, and of course the countless public parks we have throughout the entire city. One of the best cities in the country for accessing parks in most neighborhoods.
I am here for the quick 5-minute history lesson, and I love that you brought up that fact about the Missouri Botanical Garden, because that is actually one of my favorite things to tell people.
I love it.
I love going to the Botanical Garden. I love learning more about history and gardens and just being one with nature. And I will tell you this, I actually got to go to Kensington Palace and walk through the garden that Princess Diana got to design and help out. So St. Louis, so much excitement, the history of gardening, and we're going to encourage you to get on out and enjoy some of our beautiful gardens right here all summer long. You definitely also want to check out Raffi Andonian, our celebrity historian, joining us today. You give him a follow on Facebook, on Instagram, and check out his YouTube at Celebrity Historian. All those details will be online at studiostl.tv.